Now on to other news. And National Land Commission Chairman Professor Mohammed Swazuri now claims he is being used as a scapegoat by those targeting Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i. Speaking on the controversial acquisition of Ruaraka land, Swazuri said he will not resign over his decision to give a green light to payment of billions to businessman Francis Mburu. Sam Gituku has that story.
The man at the helm of the National Land Commission came out shooting from the hip as he stood by his decisions in the Ruaraka land saga. The green light by his powerful office laid the stage for payment of the initial 1.5 billion shillings of taxpayers' money to one Francis Mburu.
The Ministry of Education itself said our schools are on private land. Please proceed to acquire. The letters are here. People are interested in hitting at Matiang'i, but they are using Swazuri. Why don't you call Matiang'i himself? He is there, just across here, around the house.
In July 2015, Afrison Export-Import Limited, a company associated with Francis Mburu, a businessman, sought the Land Commission's intervention for compensation for 13.5 acres of land occupied by Drive-In Primary School and Ruaraka Secondary School. Convinced that the land was private, it went ahead to okay settlement of 3.2 billion shillings, eventually securing the payment from the Ministry of Education. Education CS Amina Mohammed, who was not at the ministry when the payment was okayed, told a Senate committee on Monday that the payment was rushed, declining to take responsibility. Just last week, Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko told a Senate committee probing the matter that the parcel of land is public and should not have been paid for.
This commission here is ready to challenge anybody who has counter information to what I have said. Produce it. I hear some of you are expecting us to resign. We are here to do our work. It is cowards only who resign. We are here. Mimi niko hapa. Hamnitoi wala hamwezi kunifanya lolote. Nasikia?
Last week, Francis Mburu admitted to distributing the 1.5 billion shilling payment to 30 bank accounts as a safety measure should the money be required back. Swazuri saying that he has no control over how such money is spent.
Once you have paid, it's up to you. It's your money. There is no law that allows us to follow people, whether they have put in 24 accounts, 100 accounts. It's none of our business. Our job is finished.
This as Francis Mburu, the businessman at the center of the controversy, moved to the High Court seeking to have the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission barred from arresting and questioning him over the ownership of the said land. Mburu wants EACC officers ordered to return title deeds and national identification documents seized from directors of his companies. Sam Gituku, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
All right, thanks for that, Sam. Still on the Ruaraka land, and Director of Public Prosecutions Nurdin Haji has returned the Ruaraka land investigation files to the Anti-Corruption Commission to tie up loose ends before suspects are arraigned. Nurdin spoke exclusively to Citizen TV on the status of the probe.
Yeah, we've reviewed the files, and we are of the opinion that there are certain areas that we need to tighten. So we've asked the EACC to do exactly that, together with my offices. So we are working on that. And in due course, you shall see action taken on that front. It's a matter of investigations to be completed and areas to be covered, and for me to be satisfied that I have a tight case to present in court. As I said before, I will not take cases for the sake of it. I will take cases that are watertight and that can ensure that they are value for money for Kenyans and they will result into appropriate action and conviction. There are 3 different payments that were made in billions, and they have to be investigated separately and individually. Then we're also talking about monies having been paid. How do we trace them? How do we make sure that we not only take the individuals to court, but recover the money that is due to Kenyans? There are substantial amounts of money that were paid and that were transferred. And as I said, even some of it was transferred to Mauritius. Let the investigations be concluded.